What's up, folks? My head has been just about to explode. I listened to the president last night. I don't even want to say his name. I don't even watch him anymore. I almost broke my TV. I wanted to punch the TV. I wanted to punch that son of a bitch on the TV. Because everything that's coming out of his mouth is a freaking lie. Lie. Blame. Lie. Sick of him. Sick of all this crap. And people don't see it. They still look at this man like a great God. A hope. A God. He's a human being. He's a corrupt human being. He's a narcissistic human being. The blaming back and forth. I've listened to the C-SPAN. I watched it, man. I saw it with my own eyes. I watched the debates in the House of Representatives. Or in the Senate. I watched both of them back and forth. And it's so simple to see the crappy attitude these Democrats have. I watched something on I watched Sean Hannity, and he was interviewing a Democratic senator, and he was just smiling, and he wouldn't answer Hannity's questions at all. Matter of fact, he stated his positions on other things without even answering the questions. When it was simply, the questions were, the man couldn't even explain the law that he's passed. He just knows that the law's been passed and it's going to help people. But he brought up Hannity brought up the exemptions of senators and people of Congress, and the representatives are opted out of it. And the man wouldn't answer the question. And he smiled, and he deflected the questions, and he went back and forth. And Hannity got kind of pissed off because you can't answer the questions. And then the man went to spitting rhetoric. Classic. This is classic. With somebody like that on another side of me, there is no freaking way I could even negotiate anything. I can see and from what I saw on C-SPAN yesterday, that whole side is that way. And I'm just like, my God, I would go postal in there and start whooping some ass and knocking some sense into these people. Are you kidding me? I couldn't do it. I can't. You can't talk to a person like that. That's like talking to an addict and telling them they have a problem. No, I don't have a problem. You've got the problem. I don't have the problem. And you give them the facts and show them the facts and hear this, and this, especially a liar or anything like that, to cover up the truth that they have a problem. It's denial. It's classic. I mean, it's so damn easy to see. And the people that believe that's good and these people are good and for them, I can't. I don't even understand those people. Maybe they have the same problem, but I can understand now the frustrations and the blame. But every Republican I saw up there, they're going to go past each bill. And the Democrats are pissed because they're going to have to go through each bill instead of just going and passing everything in the bill. They're going to go to each deal and down the line. I'm going to fund this. And then they give their reasons. Man, they don't like that shit. That means they got to work. And they're pissed off because they got to actually sit down and read this stuff because they don't read it. And then they see the things that it affects once they find out, and they don't like that. They just want to pass the bill. They want to just pass their bill and go on about their business. Because they don't really care about you. They don't. They're there for their own agendas. And whatever that may be, I don't know. There's some bad ones on the other aisle, stabbing Republican Majority Leader Boehner or whatever, stabbing and Cornyn. Traitors, man. They're behind the scenes stabbing their other members in the back on this deal. This stuff's coming out. And it's so bad. It's so bad. It's so corrupt. It's so sick. It's evil. That's what I see. It's evil. I mean, and then Obama to come on the TV. I can't even say that. I don't say that word no more. It makes my blood boil when I say his name. That evil man comes on the TV, and I will not negotiate. Man, that is a dictator born if I have never seen one. That's why I wanted to throw my remote at the TV and go up and punch the TV. Wishing I was punching him. And the blame. And now everybody wants to blame the Republicans. You know, that 4 times they came to negotiate with different words, and the Democrats shut it down. No, we're not negotiating. And they didn't even show up. But this blaming and what I heard on C-SPAN just blew my mind. The words, the rhetoric, the language that these Democrats were using on there, like terrorist, hostage, hijacker, extremist, Tea Party, extremist, labeling. No. And calling the Republicans these things and saying they're taking hostage of the government, of the shutdown. This is a hostile takeover of the government. Man, it's 85% of it's still running. Shut the F up, you freaking idiot. But the rhetoric that they spit, each one of them, with their passionate, emotional speeches, man, it makes me sick. And the time handed back to the Republicans to speak on these things, they were polite and courteous and right back and not crappy. They state the facts and they stick behind it. And all these, they couldn't even give an argument of what it's going to do. It blows my mind. That's not how you do things. They don't even realize how stupid they look. You see, people realize that no, these some bitches are lying. Man, we got to get these sun guns out. The Democrats. And there's bad ones on the other side too. Another one is the veterans shutting down the open air memorials due to this government shutdown. Man, that's some evil crap. Just like the sequester, Obama's regime is going to make Americans feel the hurt. It's going to make good people feel the hurt. Because he's not getting his way. You're a sadistic son of a bitch. You're gonna blockade a memorial that was donated with it's private funded and donated. It's not built by the government. It was donated with private funds. The only people that maintain it are the non-essentials to guard it, or the park people who are on furlough. But they're still there. They have people to go put up the barricades around it. I guess they weren't furloughed. I mean, what a sorry piece of shit the Obama regime administration is. This is they're acting like a dictatorship. Gonna make it hurt these old men. I tell you what, it freaking pisses me off. Those heroes, man, who fought and died and still alive and lost so much for America and freedom. And you're going to deny them the freedom to go see their own monument. It's not a Republican thing. I'm sorry. It's a sorry piece of shit. Who has a lot of those people on that side have no idea what those men go through. Probably cowards, and wouldn't even attempt to understand what those men went through. Especially that president. He is a piece of shit to do that, or whoever it may be in his party, to shut that down. That is the lowest of low. And and like Rand Paul said, the goons that put up that barricade to keep those men out should be ashamed of themselves. You're damn right. They're goons, buffoons, idiots, neo-Nazis. Yeah. That's where we're at. That's where we're at today. And the more I've listened to this on the radio, on my C-SPAN radio, while I'm doing my work here, and then I'll have to, I gotta go look at that on TV to see if that's, because of the time span between the two here and there, I gotta go see if that's for real. This guy, whoever's really saying this. And then you look on Facebook and you see people talking and running this down, the Tea Party down, and these extremists. They're spitting back the rhetoric that the mainstream media is portraying it to be. They are just as dumb. You got to, if they're gonna spit something they hear without knowing the facts about it, you're just as dumb as the Democrats are for supporting this law that they don't know anything about. As Pelosi said, we don't know what's in it, but we'll read it after we pass it. That's not how shit works, you dingbat idiot. How people like that get elected into Congress makes me wonder about their constituents that voted them in. Are they that fucking idiot? Dumb. Excuse my language. It blows my mind. It blows my mind. It makes me so angry. That is no common sense whatsoever. I don't understand it. Maybe I'm not compassionate enough. I'm pretty compassionate. I'm pretty compassionate about the veterans. I'm angered about that. I'm pretty compassionate about my country. I'm pretty compassionate about my family. I don't have tolerance for fools. A lot of people may call me a fool. But I know what a fool is. A fool is believing these things without finding out the truth about them. And the more I'm deeper into this, the more I learn, the more both sides, there's both sides that are bad. Both sides. It's not hard to see if you look for it and you follow these things and you get into it. I'm not trying to get people like me and mad, but I'm at this point now where a lot of people are. And I see a lot of people on Facebook get into arguments that may be friends about these things. But you know, what it all boils down to for me is I love my country, America. I love my state of Texas. We haven't forgotten in Texas, unless they quit teaching it, how we got our independence from Mexico. And why we fought for our independence from Mexico. The whole United States as a whole has forgotten how we gained our independence from Britain. And why we did. And now we're going backwards. Ass backwards. Whatever you want to call it. From where we came from. People wonder why Texans are so prideful and so bigger than that. Because we know our history. It's not like any other state in the United States. We know our history. We can go see our history. There's so much history on how Texas became a state, an independent state for 8 years. Before we joined the Union into the United States, we were our own sovereign nation. And a lot of people forget that live in Texas. A lot of people moving here from that are not from Texas who don't know that. And they're going to try to change that about Texas. It's what makes Texas... The federal government can shut down and Texas will still remain working day-to-day functions. The cities that depend on federal government like New York and Chicago and Connecticut and those places that are going to hell in a handbasket will become like third world countries because they've let government get too big and be their nanny and their mother and father and give them everything that they need and take away. It's so easy to see. Texas has so much industry here, and they're inviting industry in from other states who are getting forced out. There's Californians that are moving here by the thousands to open businesses because they can't, because of the regulations in California. They're trying to overturn that. I've read some things about that. They're trying to overturn that in California and get rid of this shit that's killing their state. The most beautiful state. I've never been there, but I know people from there, and I've talked to them, and I've seen pictures. I mean, it's like 4 different climates all in one. I mean, wow. Beautiful. But it's corrupt. It's very simple. I'm sick of all this. I'm sick of it. It does affect my work. It does irritate me to no end. Because you can't fix stupid. But I'm telling you what, you can vote it the hell out of office. If more people get informed and more people understand what's going on, and they watch their congressmen and how they vote on what they vote on, like a report card, and comes and you write them and you tell them no, it's happened with Syria. 91% of the people said, hell no, 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 do not do it. Do not do it whatsoever. Look what happened. The gun debate's the same way. No, no, no. Do not touch it. Shall not be infringed. Pow, pow, pow. I don't know what's happening here. What's happening here is, if this bill does not pass, this president, his last chance to put something, to leave behind his legacy of tearing down America, will have failed. If this does not go through, his great change, which will lead to socialism. It's bad, bad, bad. Socialized medicine. Look up socialized medicine if you do not understand it. Look it up. All the dictators did this in their rise to power. Look it up. Understand history about it. That's all I got to say. That's what pisses me off about this whole thing. People don't know history. It repeats itself. It always does. That is the brutal truth about history. It repeats itself in other countries all over. Because the evil in the hearts of men. And that's about it. And there's evil in the hearts of this administration. There's evil all around us. We've got to fight that evil. You cannot back down from evil. You've got to stand up, be angry, and fight it. If you cower down, I'm not even going to get into the Islam and the Muslim. I'm not going to even get into that. That's some evil shit right there. People have cowered down to that, but you've got to stand up against this evil as a Christian, as a Buddhist, as whatever religion you may be. You've got to stand up against this totalitarian evil mentality. It's terrible. The road that's paved out with that is destruction. History has shown us this. Why is it so hard? These ideals, they don't work. They never have. They led to dictatorships and millions killed. Millions of people killed. But we've been so decadent and living in this United States of America for a short time. People have forgotten what true freedom is. You'll get an awakening pretty soon and see how much we've lost. That's the way I'm seeing it going. And it sucks. And I'm trying to, whatever I can do, this is expressing my passion to get it out of me, to keep from exploding, to make somebody else realize, man, it is bad. I gotta quit. I maybe need to worry about this for a little bit. That's all I'm doing. Anyway, have a good day. God bless everybody, even the enemies. I pray for them. Hate is a bad thing. It really is. It leads to anger, bitterness and anger, which leads to more hate, and it kills you from the inside. Makes you mean and angry and nasty. I don't want to be that way, man. I've been that way before. I've been that way. I know it. I know the history of repeating itself. So, but these things are very, 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 very important. There's times to get angry when it's the right fight. And I'm wholeheartedly believe this is the right fight for me. Personally. To stand up. It's a right fight. You can't beat a man who's right and knows it and keeps on coming. It's very clear to me in these debates with the Congress. It's very, very plain and clear. When you look at what the history is, and you look at what this man's saying to this other man, and all he can do is just get mad and angry, and don't give you any more facts to back his position. Because that man that's calm, collected, and is actually right, and he knows he is, he won't be swayed. He won't be busted. But that man that knows he's not will. When he runs out of all stops and all excuses. That's how I know. Go to hell, you other side. I'm praying for you too. Hope you don't. Wake up. God bless everybody.